Hello folks, this is the Chad Factor coming to you live driving on my way to see one of my friends. So this video is going to be about my thoughts on the first 5 episodes of The Walking Dead, and I believe that this season is definitely one of the more monumental of a long time, and they're actually going by the comic book, which is fantastic. This is what a lot of fans have been complaining about, but it's great. They're actually going by the comic, and a lot of fans are mad that they haven't been going by the comic and have been going by what they're saying and have been changing up the story. So I want to talk about that, and also talk about how Rick is a terrible leader and how Negan is pretty much a better leader at him at this point. And listen to me for a second. So first of all, I've been looking at the show since the first season. I've actually, I literally started at the 3rd season. I had to catch up so I can get to the 3rd season when I went to the prison. And after his altercation with the governor, I pretty much knew that he was a terrible leader because of the decisions he was making, because of not trying to kill him or attack him first. You know, the way he got his butt kicked by him, at the prison, not trying to, basically not trying to defend himself enough. It was good diplomacy at first, but when he's got your friends hostage, and when you should always go in groups, and that's why Michonne and Herschel got captured. Okay, too emotional. After his wife died, he should have put someone else in charge, so he can get his own self together, because he's just too emotional. He has too much baggage. Another thing to complain about is how they did Terminus. They should have had more episodes. They should have had more time to fight. Maybe at least 5 to 6, and then they should have found that other girl at the hospital. I forgot her name, the blonde chick. Better things should have happened than just them getting killed the first 3 episodes, and the town being destroyed in just one day. If it was up to me, I would go to war with them, and I might use them as punishment for my enemies, so maybe my enemies can be ate alive. I mean, hey, that's not a good punishment to me. But this is what went wrong with Rick, and why Negan basically beat Rick. All right. Rick was told about the saviors, and yes, there were 3 saviors that went after Abraham, Sasha, and Daryl. Okay, they could have worked something out to where they could have made a deal, to where they could have worked something out with Negan so they wouldn't even take half of their things, so they wouldn't bow down like that. When you go into a fight and don't know the full skill of your enemy, that's why when they came into the hilltop and thought they could take on Negan, they thought that little post was just one post of his. All right? He has probably, I'm guessing, hundreds of men, and didn't know the sure numbers of his men. So when you don't know your enemy and don't know what your enemy is capable of, you put yourself in a situation. That was basically an attack. That was war, when he killed that whole outpost, when he killed all his men. Okay, because he killed about 30 of Negan's men, 30 to 40 of his men. All right, that's an attack. So when you do that, don't know what the enemy is, and then also when he should have had a trained group from Alexandria to help him out, and then kept his strongest people at the post in case people were trying to attack him after they came into contact with Negan and bowed down. And then spoiler alert, Glenn and Abraham would have died, and the strongest people within his group would have still lived. Think about that. If he had gotten a trained group of people instead of his strongest people on the scene, then Rick and his friends wouldn't be so traumatized, and then Abraham and Glenn would have still been alive, and they probably would have kept all the guns and kept everything else. I mean, in my opinion, I mean, they really just should have just died. Like, just say, listen, we're gonna go out with a fight. We don't care. We're not gonna be slaves to you. I get what Rick was thinking about his friends and his family, but I mean, to be a slave and to bow down and to basically be like that, that's just such a show of weakness. And I can't do that. You know, a lot of people are saying that Negan, and yes, Negan is a mean and evil person, but think about this. And yes, he kept him alive for work, but think about this. Rick killed 30 to 40 of his men, okay, and just killed them, slaughtered them. Negan killed 2 of Rick's people by bashing them in the head with a bat. It's a terrible and sick way to die, and I get that, but the fact of the matter is, he could have just wiped all of them out right then and there because of what they did. And yes, it's business. Yes, he wants them to work for them, but just think about that. Do you honestly think anybody else would do that in a situation? I know if I want to kill my enemies, this is the 48 laws of power. Kill them right there, or they're going to come after you. And if you read the comic book, all-out war is coming. So that's probably Negan's biggest mistake, is letting them live and see that, because that adds more motivation. But overall, basically, that's basically my point. Negan is a better leader. Rick is a terrible, terrible leader. Rick should have had a trained group of Alexandrians prepared to go on a mission and leave his strongest people at the post, where they can defend, where they can regroup, where they can, preparate and maybe do a dealing of hiding the weapons and maybe destroying the law book for the weapons instead of just kneeling and buck dancing for them. So I like that part of the story, that they're going by the comics, but that just shows you that Rick is a terrible leader and there needs to be someone else in charge. But also, I do like, a lot of people have complained about The Walking Dead not having a lot of masculine black characters. And I agree with that. Because a lot of the black characters, with the pastor being one of them, and T-Dog being kind of weak and being kind of not strong enough. But I like that they have King Ezekiel and what he's done with the kingdom, long dreads, sword in hand, has the kingdom voice. I am King Ezekiel, leader of the kingdom. But really he's just an actor trying to give people something to hope for and to strive for. So that's why I do like his character and like it and love it as a masculine black character with a freaking tiger. That is awesome. And that was also in the comic. So it all looks really, really good and sweet with the show. And bigly. It's great. I love it. It's a great season. But I believe that someone else needs to take Rick's place. I consider his son to be a better leader than him, or Michonne, or anybody else. You know, but I really can't wait for All Out War to take place. I can't wait for that war of the Kingdom, Hilltop, and Alexandria all going against the Saviors. And I really can't wait, because I only read a little bit about the comic. I'm not going to read the other 2 issues because I don't want to spoil myself for what's coming after this thing I'm about to talk about, after the Whisperer War. You know, I really cannot wait to see the Whisperers in The Walking Dead, because they're going to appear after All Out War. So it's going to be one heck of a season, man. You know, season 7. I think All Out War is going to go till the end of season 9.
In 1 mile.
And I think it might go at least 12 or 13 seasons to finish off The Walking Dead. I think the Whisper War is going to be the last thing. That's my opinion. That's just me. But overall, Rick is a terrible leader. He's too emotional. Okay, people should have seen this since season 3 and season 4. The Walking Dead, I still say, messed up on Terminus. Should have had 6 or so more episodes about it. And Negan is a better leader at this point than Rick. Ignore the brutality, ignore everything else. Just look at how he does things, how he seems stronger, how he appears stronger. So that's my opinion about The Walking Dead season 7. Negan is a better leader, and let's see what happens over the course of this season. See you guys later. The Walking Dead, folks.